sexy and there's nothing cool about socialism. What there is the implied force that goes along with taking away your choice. They tell you cannot make reindeer, you cannot make cars, you cannot sell water. Only the state tells you what you can do. It's the most anti-choice economic system. If you don't listen, they fine you. If you don't pay the fine, they imprison you. If you will not listen, ultimately, what has happened in history, and people get mad when I say this, but they exterminate you. And that's what happened under Stalin. With the whole capitalism.
Yeah, so he also quoted Mao Zedong, and, what did he say, reindeer?
Reindeer, you cannot make car. Not make reindeer, you cannot make car.
Can't make a reindeer? What the fuck does that mean? You can raise reindeer, maybe a reindeer, cookie thing. I don't know. WowKTV.com. So I spoke too soon. I said today was a good day when I posted my, Kentucky sort of podcast thing, news that I'm doing. Because somebody got shot. I said today was a good day because nobody in Kentucky got shot. But there's a big manhunt, around. People are getting shot. Everybody's getting kids, elders, married couples, disgruntled people, police brutality, just all the time. 4.3 million. I think overall it's not as bad as like a civil war, but 16 killings, by the police. That's 16 too many, and I'd like for that to be 0. Let's aim for 0. Can we try to do that? Aim for 0. So there was a shooting, Carter County, Kentucky. This is posted 11:17 a.m. October 27th. They said that the Kentucky State Police arrested an Olive Hill man in connection with the shooting of his son. According to a news release, troopers investigated reports of a shooting at a home on Greenbrier Road in Carter County, Kentucky, October 23rd. So that's actually 4 days ago. So, okay, so maybe actually today is a good day because they got shot 3 days ago. But they just posted this news story just now, so I don't know why it took so long for the media to get a hold of it. Doug Evans, 54, told troopers his son, Frank Evans, 31, had been shot. The son was taken to the University of Kentucky Medical Center where he received treatment for a gunshot wound to the face. So Doug Evans shot Frank Evans, his son, for some reason. There's 23 years difference. He's in stable but critical condition. According to the news release, during the investigation, troopers determined that Doug Evans was responsible for the shooting. He was arrested and is being held at the Carter County Detention Center. He's being charged with first-degree assault, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of marijuana. Details of the investigation are not being released at this time. They always fucking do that. We're going to keep it a secret until we don't want to keep it a secret no more. We want to, control the narrative. Just tell me the truth. Transparency. What the hell is going on? You're not allowed to make reindeer. If Bernie Sanders gets elected, Rand Paul says we can't make reindeer. I don't know if you ever heard of the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, the MBTI. It's an introspective self-report questionnaire designed to indicate psychological preferences and how people perceive the world and make decisions. Because if you have a different perception than someone else, you literally have a different reality. That's why if Bernie Sanders is elected, Rand Paul thinks we can't make our reindeer anymore. No more reindeer making. Kentucky Center for Economic Policy. It's one of my favorite, actually, groups in Kentucky. Also like that investigative journalism, CIR, Center for Investigative Journalism, CIJ. I don't know, KCEP is the Kentucky Center for Economic Policy, October 27th, 2015. They got like 5 articles here, or reports, research reports, about just big things that Kentucky needs. Even big cuts to new teachers' pensions would do very little to address the system's funding challenge. So there's still a pension crisis looming. No clear answers. Presentation, the state of working Kentucky in 2015. Despite 5 consecutive years of job growth, Kentucky's economy is yet to fully recover from the Great Recession and faces longer-term troubling trends when it comes to job quality. So wages went up, and I'll give Bashir the credit. He raised the minimum wage to $10 an hour for the state workers. So he, fabricated. He forced wages to go up, but that's good. It sets the example, and hopefully the rest of the state will come, into. I mean, that we were 46 when it comes to labor supply. We're not providing good, qualified, smart labor force. 1 million Kentuckians are poor. 2 to 3 million Kentuckians don't vote, and only 1 million vote. And you only got 4 million people. So maybe it's the poor people and the 2 million people. If they all voted, maybe we'd actually get, a better government and society. They did the very least of their duty. So job quality is not looking good. We're already 46 with labor supply, and it seems like we're going to go down. Reinstating Kentucky's tax on extreme wealth, a part of making state taxes fair and adequate. So, reinstating Kentucky's tax on extreme wealth. Kentucky loses an estimated $25 million a year because state lawmakers haven't yet taken steps to recoup lost revenue from federal estate tax changes that essentially eliminated the state's estate tax in the 2000s. So I'm not for sure. The estate tax doesn't get anybody that's like under $250,000, but still the very wealthy. But apparently we don't have enough very wealthy people here that nobody has the estate tax. So Kentucky should not worry about the estate tax at all. We don't have one. A report shows quality child care is out of reach for Kentucky families, which is no good. Bernie Sanders is talking about child care, family leave, and health care and education as fundamental human rights. So he's got a vision, and I think his vision is way better than all the shit that I've heard, since Eugene Debs, frankly. Report shows quality child care is out of reach for Kentucky families. That's, brought to you by the CEP, Kentucky Center for Economic Policy. New data shows Kentuckians with third highest student loan default rate among the states. So out of all the states, all 50 states, we're number 3 for student loan default. We can't pay our bills. We go to school, we go to college, we do everything that we're supposed to be told what to do, and have, just an outrageous debt to show for it. Minorities were actually getting hit harder. There was the unemployment rate for minorities was higher for college-educated minorities, and that the college system is not teaching us to get the job. There's coordination failure. They're not making the necessary connections. Xavier University actually did something very good that U of L could learn from, and they had a retention officer, Adrian Sheast. And Adrian Sheast would try to retain and keep everybody on the campus. That was his job. And it made someone gave a shit, someone cared. And that felt nice, that felt good, and U of L could actually learn from that. Because going to U of L felt very isolated and alone. You had to sort of, stick your neck into groups, but people are just tribalistic, get a couple friends, and then they're just like, fuck you to everybody. Kentucky Press Association, I just had this popped up. You have to have like a paper in order to be part of the KPA. Newspapers and periodicals, class mailing permit are eligible to be a full member of KPA. Online publications are open to news websites in Kentucky that meet eligibility criteria. For that criteria, click here. So, I don't know. I don't know who could be a KPA, why you'd want to be KPA, what they, get to see. Annual membership is $450 a year, so that's nice, right? They'll charge you $450 per year. Last thing is Hillary Clinton. She wrote this op-ed piece about how she is fun. She's a fun person. So I am fun. I enjoy fun. I both have fun and can be fun. Fun is a word that accurately describes me in a large quantity of things of which I am fond. I appreciate fun when I encounter it, and I have even been known to partake in activities that produce fun for myself and others. Fun is something I often have when amongst a group of people. In such situations, I am capable of amusing others and in turn of being amused by them. Thus, I'm a fun person. Perhaps it would be helpful for me to provide an example of a fun thing I do. So that's actually an Onion piece written by Hillary. You should check it out. It's pretty funny. But, you know, I am fun. I am calculated and constructed to be fun. I'm not a robot. I'm just like you. See how I smile? See how I'm cooking? See how I laugh? Ha 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 ha. I'm normal, I swear. Not a